Hey everyone, it's Marc de Bruin from Simplifying Life. Did you know that an emotion, a physiological and emotional response to anything that you experience only has a lifespan of about 90 seconds? That's 90 seconds. Did you know? It's an interesting phenomenon. I did a video earlier on how this time, COVID, Corona, whatever you want to call it, this interesting time that we're stuck in 2020 elicits all sorts of responses in people and very much emotional ones. You know, we all feel a bit off. I've been constantly saying to people that I feel unsettled, and that unsettledness that still sits with me every now and then. And in the video earlier, I talked about how it is okay to feel particular ways, whether it's bad, good, or whatever it is that you want to feel. But it's okay to feel anything because situations change and our emotions change with it. Now, what do? You know, a lot of people ask me, okay, if it is okay to feel a particular way, what do I do if I feel that particular way, Mark, especially if it's a bad one? I said, well, you know, the best way, and that's the acceptance and commitment slash mindfulness slash more observing way, would be to, and here's a plain phrase that I use quite often, is to learn to sit with your shit. Actually learn to sit with your shit, literally. When you feel an emotion coming up, and I have to distinguish between emotions and feelings. Emotions are the physical expression of what you're thinking based on what you're observing. So you are stuck in a particular situation, you're observing something, whether it's, you know, financial or just a life situation or health. You have all sorts of thoughts going around about that situation, and that elicits a physiological response. You might feel that pain in the neck, tummy rumble, tight chest, tight neck, shoulder pain, headache, whatever it is, but you'll feel a physical sensation. Now, that sensation is called an emotion, according to the school of thought that I adhere to. That's the energy in motion, the emotion. Now, those three things together, the situation, the thoughts that you have, plus that physical sensation that you have about that, we label that a particular way. We might call it anxiety, depression, sadness, frustration, impatience, or on the good side, you know, excitement, enthusiasm, love, lust, passion, whatever. Now, that labeling is called the feeling. That's the label that we attach to whatever it is that our bodies are experiencing based on what we're thinking, based on what we are currently looking at in life. So, all that in context. If you find yourself not feeling all that great, so you have an emotion, an energy emotion in your body that you've labeled anxiety, depressed, stressed, whatever it is. Now, those physiological responses, the actual stress response, the fight flight response, only has a lifespan of about 90 seconds. That's about it, 2 minutes tops. So if we would not interfere, if we don't start getting all sorts of racing thoughts in our heads, if we don't try and make all sorts of strange, you know, sideways steps in order to solve the problem, or become frantic in trying to run away from it, or feeling better by drugs, alcohol, or other means, if we would just let that emotion, energy emotion be, then within 90 seconds our bodies would slowly start to calm down again. That's not just me saying so. Jill bolte-taylor, famous neuroscientist, who wrote an awesome book and has an awesome YouTube video called My Stroke of Insight, even says that. You know, she says that's just the way that our bodies work. So from a mindfulness point of view, and that's what I always talk about, if you're able to sit with your shit, if you're able to feel whatever it is that you're feeling internally and label it, you know, name it to tame it, give it the label, go like, yeah, I am feeling stressed. And to just sit with that, within about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, ideally, you'll see that situation start to change. And that's what constantly happens. Now, that's a really simple first aid kit tool, whatever you want to call it, one of those counseling 101 tools that you can use in order to go through whatever it is that you're going through a little bit easier. Doesn't make you feel good straight away, won't solve the issue straight away, but if we can let go of this desire, this need to fix everything, to make things better, and to actually sit with our stuff, because the situation is just what it is and we cannot change that right here, right now, to take that step back, feel the physiological responses, stay with that, that is already step one in the right direction. Now, I'm not going to talk more about other things you can do, because there's plenty, But that one in itself is a very mindful step in the right direction. So sit with your shit. Realize that physiologically, an emotion, an energy emotion, doesn't last much more than 90 seconds to about 2 minutes. And if you can stay with that for a bit, you'll see that emotion start to morph into something else. Use it. Use it. It's a very mindful exercise. If you want to hear more about it, hit me up. You know where to find me, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever. And we'll keep discussing that. But keep it in mind because it's definitely a really good step in the right direction. Speak soon.